That was a great move into Cornwall. It was comfortable, but it wasn't what I dreamt of, and it wasn't what I wanted. Yeah, guys, it's ruining my video. Quite a lot of you have been here because last time I featured it, lots of you were saying that you'd stayed in this village. Or was it a hamlet actually? But it's National Trust owned, and I'm guessing they're all holiday homes. But imagine if this was still locals, how cute it would be. Trying to get out early every day, like not at a set time, just once we've woken up I get ready quickly and we go out. So I think it's probably 9:15 at the moment. We headed out about 8:30. Just have a little explore before Ollie's dad arrives. But I do find that I don't know if it's because I don't think me and Ollie are very compatible in the morning, because I'm go straight away mentally, and I think he likes to chill. So I just talk about anything and everything that we need to do or should be doing. Ollie is trying to enjoy the views. I've never been here when the tide has been so far out, so it's really nice to explore a bit more of the beach and to get away from Ollie after I've annoyed him. I love to think about, when I come to places like this, the history. I think this would be a very, very interesting place to grow up like 200 years ago. So when I get home I'm going to have a little Google, because I'm quite intrigued to what their lives would have looked like, because they're quite far away from Falmouth. I imagine on a horse, would it be that far? Yes, the weather is moody and grey, but I actually quite like that, and I think that we have to make the most of the weather regardless of it. And if it's not so torrential that you can't breathe when you go outside, then you might as well enjoy yourself anyway. I think that it's nice to, like, also when it's this weather a lot of people avoid going out, so if you go somewhere you might be more likely to have it to yourself. But I like to make the most of all the weather, because if you wait for the best weather and you wait for the best time, it's just, you just miss out on things, I think. So I'm glad that we've come here this morning. But some places don't look great in this weather, so I wouldn't go to those, but this does. Like Ollie said about driving to the castle bit in Falmouth, and I said this is going to be ugly today, but here you've got the houses, you've got sort of the tranquility of it and the privateness of it, which I think is a nice feeling when the weather's like this. Makes you feel kind of cozy. This kind of is a cozy vlog. It's turning out to be a really cozy vlog. Anyhow, I'm going to take some videos now of the cottages. In case any of you have stayed in them specifically, then you can tell me in the comments, but I would love to stay in any of these. I bet they're probably a bit expensive. That is one thing I really want to do, is stay in a National Trust cottage, or a few of them, and like travel around and stay in them. I think that would be so fun. You see? I know, I thought that. That's cool. I've got 30 grams of coffee beans, and that's for 2 coffees, so let's pop those in. Future reference, that's about halfway. God, that works fast. Jeez. I don't know how to get it out. Half a litre of water. Are you hungry, Ollie? We took Ollie's dad and his partner out for the day, and this is where I would take you if I was giving you a tour of some of the prettiest places in Cornwall that are close to where me and Ollie live. So this first one is St Mawes, and nearby to there is Carn Beach. This is Carn Beach. It's really amazing for swimming. Some bits of the water where they're a bit more shallow, they're quite warm, and then obviously the deeper out you get, then the colder it is, but it's a great place for snorkeling. Ollie was out there for snorkeling for over an hour, whereas I just popped my feet into the water to cool down. The weather was absolutely beautiful, and this beach doesn't get that busy, which is quite surprising because it's really wide, like it's a really long, beautiful beach, and it's sandy. The views are amazing, so I was surprised that it wasn't that busy. I'm not sure where everybody was. Cosy chat. We were previously in Porthleven, and now we live closer to Falmouth. So we used to be in between Penzance and Houston, and to get into Porthleven you've got a bit of a journey to get anywhere else. It's not particularly long, but it is not on foot near anything. A bit isolating when you don't have friends and family, living somewhere where you can't go anywhere else easily, because it's not particularly tempting when you don't know an area to go out. I don't have a car, for example, and Ollie would be working all the time, so it wasn't tempting for me to get on an hour's bus journey to go somewhere that's like typically like 20 minutes in the car but an hour on the bus, and I don't know anyone there. I don't have favourite places to eat and drink. If you move to an area and you already know the area well, then the more rural side of things, if you have your own car, that is, would be totally fine. But as someone that doesn't, it was fine to begin with, and I think it really gave me like a nice, subtle, easy transition into moving to Cornwall, because I grew up in Oxfordshire, so it was, Porthleven kind of reminded me of where I was familiar with. That was a great move into Cornwall. It was comfortable, but it wasn't what I dreamt of, and it wasn't what I wanted long term. So then when we moved here, so now that we're nearest Falmouth is better connected, it's got a train line, So either if Ollie's driving, get the bus, get the train. I do have choices now on where I go, and Falmouth isn't far. So it's nice because Falmouth is quite a fun place, whereas Helston, for example, is more practical. So that's not somewhere that I would have got the bus into to have a nice afternoon, whereas somewhere like Falmouth or Truro, I would more likely want to do that. Happy and settled in Porthleven, but I was bored and I didn't feel like inspired. It just didn't feel permanent. It felt like a means to move on to something else. Really happy that we moved here, and this house is 1,000 times better. Like, there's no comparison whatsoever. That other house was a nightmare for me. I found it really difficult to want to get on with things. So this house is just beautiful, and I'm really, really happy to be here. I've not got one thing that I don't like about living in Cornwall. The only thing obviously is family being far away. Though we see people quite a bit, we go back enough, or people come and stay with us enough, you do miss out on a day-to-day, but I think it just means that the time I have with people is more precious and we do nice stuff, so it does level itself out. Cornwall itself, I just feel, and always have since I was a little girl really, so at home here. I love the sense of community. I love the commitment to keeping things independent and community led, and that's so amazing around here. Like, it's just, it really makes me so happy. When we went out with Ollie's dad and his partner, we supported so many local businesses this weekend, and I love knowing money is going to good people and good businesses. And we just have such better experiences when somewhere's community led, because people care so much about it and it's a genuine interest in one another instead of in totally being like profit driven. People here are lovely, smiley, happy, connected. Yeah, it's just, I feel so at home here. I'm so grateful that I got to come here as a little girl, because I would have never had that feeling of home here if I hadn't have had those younger experiences. It's one of those places where I just felt so comfortable when I was younger, and because I was quite anxious, to have somewhere I felt comfortable that wasn't where I knew really, really well was such a luxury for me. So I'm really just loving it. But I just thought I would, anyone who like has thought about moving here or is considering it, yeah, it's a place that doesn't concern itself with convenience and speed. It's not about stamping out, like, everything here is rooted in tradition really. In Oxford we've got lots of chain businesses, and you've got Uber, Deliveroo, Just Eat. Everything's about convenience, and you just don't have to think for yourself in the same way. But when I'm here, it allows me to really live the lifestyle that I want to live. And as you all know, I love an old school appreciation or an old school routine, whether it's a recipe book, an untouched, unspoiled village, or just days out in nature. I was talking with Ollie's dad, and we were saying about how amazing it would be to have a boat. We went to the Sea Shanty Festival in Falmouth. It was actually like one of the most fun weekends I've ever had in my whole life. The vibes were so fun. Everybody was so happy. People of all ages were just having the best time. When we were sat in near the marina, we were just pointing out different boats, and then they were talking about how much money they are, because I always had the opinion that boats are really, really expensive. And then Ollie and his dad were saying that some boats, like, if you go obviously for more basic ones, but some of them are really not that expensive. And I thought about it and I was like, maybe instead of, because I'm really not that fussed about buying a car anytime soon, maybe I should start saving towards a boat, because that would just be so fun. If we just went in with something like cheap and basic, what a lifestyle that would be. Like, why should I not try that? If my friend's just got a car that's over £10,000 on finance, different people that I know, everybody's cars are on finance and they're all over 10 grand. I would never want to do that if I could help it, unless I had like a lot of money coming in and the monthly amount wasn't like touching the sides, but that's not the case. There's a lot I would need to learn, and it could be a bit of a long, slow burner, but the idea of that fills me with a lot more excitement and joy than a car. So it's something I'm going to look into, but don't think I'm saying I'm going to buy one or that I can afford one, because that's not the case yet. I thought I'd give you that little update. Don't know what will come from that, but I was just interested actually to see what you guys would think, like if I got one in the future, if I got a boat, would we enjoy that kind of content? Like, I was just imagining being able to go out in the mornings, like early in the mornings, and having breakfast on the boat. I'm naive in that respect, I don't know anything about it, but how much would you need per year? Because obviously you've got to moor it somewhere. I wouldn't mind picking somewhere affordable that isn't like the most convenient location versus where we live, if it were cheaper, and other costs I wouldn't really know about, so I'm sure there's lots of them, but yeah, anyway, I'm gonna stop talking now. I came here a few weeks ago, and when we were walking around, the sun started coming out and it just looked absolutely stunning. There were so many people and loads of filming equipment. There were like 30 people. They were all very young, so I don't know what it was for, but I'm wondering, am I going to see it on the telly in a few months? It must be a popular spot if people are filming here professionally. So I actually really like the fact that it's raining today. I think it makes it really romantic, and it just kind of gives me Pride and Prejudice vibes. I don't know why, just, you know, that romantic feeling. It's really wild. They leave it to grow up, which I know some people don't like, but I think here it makes sense because it's really near the water, which I'm going to walk down and show you now. But it just feels like a secret garden or something. But I'm so glad I got to come back and show you, and I'm glad that because it's not sunny, at least it's rainy, because if it were just grey, it would be crap. Smell the sea today, and the sound of the seagulls. I know that seagulls are so annoying with the way that they swoop down, and they've made my sister bleed a couple of times trying to steal her chips, which is very rude behaviour, but they make the seaside for me. Like, if I were at the seaside I didn't hear seagulls, I would feel like I wasn't there. And there's also another section of the graveyard that we went to last time. Not sure how we got there, we'll find out. But just so if you were to come here, it's Penryn by the way, if you were to come here, it's not like a smooth walk through the whole thing at once. You just have to do a tiny bit of navigating. Walking along the water, you find another part of the graveyard. When we came here last, we stumbled across this gravestone and we could not for the life of us understand it. I don't know if we're just being silly and it's obvious, but if you fancy pausing the video, having a look and dropping a comment down below if you understand it, or if you also find it confusing, I'd really appreciate that, because we could not figure it out for a good 20 minutes. And I think there were 2 wives and 2 children and the dates were a bit confusing. So if you're into that, please do tell us what you make of it.
Get into Truro and back.
These scurrilous sheets are always defaming one another. Joe the painter.
I just wanted to say thank you very much for watching this video. I hope that you enjoyed it and it brought you a little bit of escapism. and I'm really looking forward to seeing you on the next one, and just appreciate your support so much. I am getting back up to posting twice a week now because once a week just doesn't feel like enough. So the next video should be a lovely one with more cooking in it, more foodie bits, because I'm looking forward to that. And then I've also got a friend coming, my friend that I have known since primary school. She's coming for 5 days, so that will be really nice to document that. That will just be very nice and girly, I think. So I'll see you soon. Bye.